let me tell you about what we're going to do now. We're going to take an organization born out of the Ministry of Culture, all about preserving some of the most beautiful skills and traditions, if you like, for the next generation. We're going to put them alongside one of the world's most renowned funders, especially of the visual arts. And then into our ingredients mix, we're going to place somebody who knows an awful lot about creative and cultural partnerships. Why don't you give our three guests a warm round of applause as they come to the stage to reimagine culture in a digital age. Here they come. Welcome, Dr. Suzan, Katherine, Noha. Welcome. Well, here we are at HCI, and we have three formidable guests. Firstly, and I've given the trailer out already, Dr. Suzan AlYayha is with us, who leads the Royal Institute of Traditional Arts, also known as Wrth, here in Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Welcome to you. Katherine Fleming is the president and CEO of the J. Paul Getty Trust, so one of the world's best-known names. Literally thousands of grants over the last decades, totaling over $500 million. Thank you for being with us, Katherine. And Noha Kattan is another brilliant job. This is the Deputy Minister of National Partnerships and Talent Development at the Ministry of Culture in Saudi Arabia. Why don't we go off script just for a change? If you only had 20 seconds each, why is reimagining culture important? Dr. Suzan.
We need to be alive and revived.
To be?
Alive.
Yes.
We need to have it alive for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. So that sense of preservation.
Exactly.
Katherine, why should we be reimagining culture?
So that people understand that it isn't outside of us, it's what we are, it's what we create and are part of, and we need to stop alienating ourselves from it.
Right, it's not out there, it is within us, it is part of us. Love that. Noha, what would you say?
So culture is our identity, what we are, who we are, and I think we always need to stay relevant. We need to stay up to beat, up to par, and just stay very true to ourselves.
Right, so this is the setting for us. What you're doing, Dr. Suzan, is very personal. This is about shaping the next generation. So I thought from all three of you, we'll get a snapshot of your work. Tell us how you're doing it.
Perfect. So at the Royal Institute of Traditional Arts, also known as Wrth, coming from the Arabic word heritage, what we're doing is dedicating our work to bring the traditional arts to be preserved and also develop it for the newer generation. Wrth consider a platform that we celebrate from it and preserve the art and also reimagine Saudi Arabian artistic heritage. Also sharing its stories and honoring its creators. And most importantly, we support and inspire the newer generation to learn, master, and bring the traditional arts and heritage to the newer generation after them, and maybe fill the gap for the cultural sector.
Right, and you're filling that gap through connection. This isn't just documenting what was, you're passing it, helping it to be passed on through personal, just tell us how that happens.
Well, maybe I'll come back to Wrth again. Through Wrth, we do serve our mission through many services, which is educational, one of them. Under education, we have three kinds of education program: the academic, that we serve our programs under the three colleges that we have, and then we have the continual education program that serve a wider, bigger group of our audience and beneficiaries. And lastly, we have the apprenticeship program. Our our unique apprenticeship program, but maybe I will touch on it more.
Yeah.
So what we're doing more, and what the core of what we're doing is creating the environment that supports the meaningful relationship. It's a very unique relationship that happens between the master artisans and the apprentices.
Yeah, and it's that cross-generational connection that's so interesting. So,
Exactly.
I'm keen to get more. I want to get our other guests in, but just briefly, Dr. Suzan, what does that phrase, taking traditional arts into the future, what does that mean?
So in their journey, in the beginning of their earlier stages, they learn the techniques in its very traditional way.
Yes.
And then after that, when they advance in their learning, they start looking into those techniques to fit it with the market needs. And they start bringing innovation, bringing creativity, and also improving their entrepreneurial skills.
Yeah.
That's what I mean with bringing it to future.
Got it.
Without creativity, I mean, the culture and the heritage will not stay alive.
Because it just strikes me, Katherine, that this opportunity is enormous. You say culture is in us. Give us a sense of what you think the Trust, but also others in this field can do, particularly to deepen cultural understanding, because this isn't just in the United States, this is globally.
Yeah. Well, we're extremely fortunate in that we are several things at once. We're a museum, so we can have people come and experience art in person, but we also do research. We do conservation all around the world, sort of like Médecins Sans Frontières. We can send teams, as we have done, to all sorts of different places in the world to work on cultural heritage. And we're a foundation. As you said, we can make very significant grants in support of the production of culture and the sustaining of culture by others. So we're able, sort of multidisciplinarily, to work in the cultural sphere and to do it at home, at our museum in place, but also to do it all around the world.
Yeah. And so it's easy, isn't it, when we hear or read that word preservation, to think that this is about encapsulating what was. And yet, self-evidently, you're about driving the future as well. I'm just trying to reconcile those things in my mind.
Well, look at the example of Diriyah here in Riyadh. It's an ancient site that is being preserved, conserved, restored, but at the same time being framed very much as part of the city's present and future.
So this is Diriyah, City of Earth, UNESCO World Heritage Site, a brilliant example. Noha, we've heard a word this morning, harmony. Now, if anyone can give us an example, I would hope someone leading on partnerships at the Department of Culture. Actually, give us a snapshot of your work, and I wonder if that word harmony resonates, if you'll excuse the pun.
So I think, first of all, working at the Ministry of Culture, we believe strongly in, just as well, in preserving our heritage and our culture and national identity, and working on fostering new forms of cultural means of expression, taking that into development and new forms of expression, if that may. And harmony, as you bring it up, is, I think, funny enough that we work in partnerships, which is all about harmony. What you do with your partners, how well you establish common goals and common angles to work on, and finding that, striking that sweet spot where you are both working towards a similar goal at the same time. We look at the Ministry of Culture on key areas of fostering those relationships or those partnerships, be it in talent development or in developing infrastructure for the culture sector in Saudi, or even legislation and policies with other government bodies, funding in other areas as well.
And I've warned you all that we like surprising you here on our stage. One message that came through this morning was about we've got to start young.
True.
So is there an example on education, particularly for children and young people, that you can take us to, Noha?
So the ministry started working on the National Talent Development Strategy for Culture back in 2021. It launched it, and it came up with more than 25% of our initiatives in our project at the ministry now focus on talent development and education. And we have 3 key initiatives that we're launching actually this next year with partners, one of them for fostering early talent with integration of culture and arts subjects and curricula in schools from K to 12, which is supposed to be at a national level starting next year. We're also starting culture schools, taking young talent and really polishing and harnessing those talents early on to develop them to become the next future leaders of culture sector in Saudi. And last but not least is a culture for school children sponsorship program, or scholarship program, sorry. So the scholarship program for our young students then takes them to opportunities abroad to really bring that bridge and communication together.
And so Dr. Suzan, just give us a sense with the apprenticeship program, what sort of age would that be starting? Is that just for younger people or all age?
No, it's over 18.
Okay.
So that's after school.
Yeah, that's that after-school
Yeah.
category. Fantastic. But let's just remind ourselves the origins of Wrth actually came out of the ministry itself. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So this is a proper success story.
Yeah.
Katherine, let's flip to the digital side, particularly the role that you think digital could play, particularly widening access. What do you see the opportunity being?
Well, we have 1,500,000 works in our research collection, and in our museum we have over 150,000 objects. Obviously, we don't have the space for those things to all be on display at the same time. And while we really advocate for the personal encounter with art, we also recognize that it's a privilege to be able to get on an airplane and fly to London or Los Angeles or wherever it is and go to a great museum. So it's really the digital that makes it possible for us to make all of our collections accessible to a tremendously broad array of people. We're completely committed to what's called open access, meaning we believe that all of these materials should be available free of charge for anyone who wishes to use them for educational purposes, for their own scholarship.
Yes.
As long as they aren't putting them in an advertisement, we're happy to let people use them free of charge.
Right, just do it as they... No, sorry, that was the wrong line. Now, thank you, Katherine. Now, Noha, quick question on digital. What we're seeing in the kingdom is just this absolute burgeoning, particularly of young digital talent. So give us a snapshot of the sort of skills that they will need and how you're supporting them.
So today we're dealing not only with the digital savvy population or young adults, but we're actually dealing with digital natives, right? They were born using tablets, all sorts of technology on their day-to-day, be it in education settings or outside of it. So the ministry targeted a lot of these programs to looking at AI integration and use in arts and culture, be it in visual arts, museums, and fashion design, and so on, blockchain when it comes to music and other industries. Use of technology came a lot in COVID when we wanted to display and get to people even back when they were at a certain time back at home. So there's definitely a lot of integration and focus on how technology can come to either broaden the audience and reach a younger audience with typical culture expressions that aren't there, or even get them to be trained on it.
New kids on the blockchain, I think they're calling that. Very helpful. Thank you, Noha. Now, I'm not digging for a scoop, but am I? What's next for Wrth, Dr. Suzan?
That's what we really like to talk about.
Yes.
We're excited, very excited to start a new chapter when we move to our headquarters in King Salman Park within the Iraq district. So there we can amplify our impact. We will have a special library, special labs and workshops.
So this is workshop space.
Exactly, and the 3 colleges full equipped with all the labs that we need. Then we can connect to a bigger and a wider community. We can even connect to the world. We can start.
When?
Hopefully, what do you think, Noha? Hopefully, hopefully the end of this year, maybe or the beginning of second year, inshallah. Come next year, inshallah.
Does this count as an announcement? I don't know.
No, it's not an announcement, actually.
Okay. We know, good. I don't want to get us in trouble. Okay.
We would like to be optimistic always.
Thank you, Dr. Suzan. Katherine, thinking about the future of partnerships, what excites you? I mean, personally, again, there's a lot of good jobs going around here. You've got an amazing role, right? So what excites you about the work that you know your trust and colleagues are going to be able to do, particularly on partnerships in the years to come?
There's no way, no matter how wealthy an institution you run, there's no way that you can do things on your own. The only way to do them properly is via partnerships. But if you're wealthy, you want a partner who doesn't love you just for your wealth. You want a partner who can bring something to you that you don't already have, just as you can bring to them something that presumably they don't already have. So the best partnerships are ones where you have a real shared commitment to the project that you're undertaking.
Well, look, can I just say, we love you despite your $7 billion endowment. Can I just make that?
9.5.
9.5? 9.5? Hey,
I love just grows.
You never believe Wikipedia, that's what I'll say. Okay, but on a serious note, let's not assume that you've got everything you currently need, Katherine. What sort of partnerships would you welcome more of? What would be the type of partnership?
Ones that are going to last for a long time and that will have a component that can be applicable in other contexts. Yeah. We always want whatever it is that we've developed to be a form of knowledge or technology that others can take, again, absolutely free of charge, and apply in other contexts.
That adoptability, that scalability, that reach.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, Noha, forgive me, in about 30 seconds, the sort of, a minute, the sort of partnerships that you think we need in the future. I don't just mean in the kingdom, I mean globally.
So I love that the last remark at 5 or 6 plus p.m. Panel that we're having today. I hope people are still awake and eager to hear this. But in terms of partnerships, I think at the ministry, we have been very keen. We're already living culture, the future of culture in Saudi Arabia as we speak today. We're manifesting it. We're building it with our own hands. We're looking for those partners that are going to share that common objective of realizing the future, delivering impact, and making sure it's at the broader scale. So if we can do that, that would be wonderful.
And that has run through every conversation I've had with our guests on and off stage. Whether it's centered or not in Saudi Arabia, it has been a global conversation. So thank you for all that you're doing on that. To Noha, to Katherine, to Dr. Suzan, thank you very much indeed. Brilliant conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.